And Preece makes the cut. Yikes.
I think he had his eyes on the 12 of Blaney trying to clear him and just did not realize that B.J. McLeod was turning into his pit stall right there.
One lane. Outside, clear to the grass. Oh.
McLeod about stopped.
You don't get a better view than that.
So here's the tachometer, center of the gauge, center of the dash, digital dash.
It's his head go down right there. He looked down at that tack, but when he looked back up, BJ was turning into his pit stall.
Why was the 52 all but stopped? It looked like he couldn't find his pit.
Well, he had been real slow all the way in and out on pit road there where 52 was.
Check what happened. There's Tony. Wow, man, well, it doesn't get more blatant than that.
And look at this, up across the track. And a lot of guys with some heads-up driving.
Yeah, a lot of cars missed this wreck.
Oh my goodness. With Bobby Labonte getting by on the inside, we saw Mike Wallace go by on the outside. Dale Jarrett back in the 88.
Now here's the first angle again. Watch the 20. 17's on the right-hand side.
You know, for a guy that was talking about over-aggressive driving, which was Tony Stewart earlier this week, I don't understand what his situation was there.
We talked about it on the Bank of America countdown to green.
Unless he thought he had cleared Kenseth. You know,
that's a long way to drive down a race track to see if you think if you cleared somebody.
It doesn't look as though there's going to be any team orders here, and nor should we have really have believed there would be. Oh, he's getting very close to Michael Schumacher, but Rubens Barrichello comes through. He's not going to let Michael through, is he? No, they're going to... Yes, he is! No! I do not believe it! I do not! Adam and Eve, what is going on? Michael Schumacher wins the Austrian Grand Prix. He doesn't deserve to win it. That is outrageous.
Oh, I'm gobsmacked, absolutely gobsmacked. That is not possible, and I can't believe it's even allowed.
And away they go, very quick change, not a great start from Tom Coronel, looking for the white BMW of Augusto Farfus to try and come through. Seats go 1, 2, 3, 4 wide, but he's got around most of them. He's going to get Coronel into corner 1, no he's not. He's going to be in trouble, and Farfus is shoved out wide. No. So is Daste. Well, 3, 4 Seats got together, and this is Farfus's camera. He picked up a place. Safety car's going to be coming out. I think there's cars everywhere, John, and that's a much worse incident than race 1.
The guy who designed this first corner should be taken in a dark room and beat about the head. That is just, I've never seen anything that bad.
It is just almost deliberately causing willful damage.
Yeah.
Felix Portiero.
We see looks like De Cesare and move making coming up on, there's De Cesare on the outside, and that is Mansell on the inside. Oh! Now we know why there's a 6-second gap between the two.
That De Cesare, the sooner he is castigated severely, the sooner the better it be for everybody, because he had Nannini into the wall at 190 miles an hour on Friday afternoon, and it was as deliberate a mistake as you could ever see. I mean, I'm sure he didn't do it on purpose, but he just flat ran him into the wall. I mean, Nannini was absolutely beside himself, and he just does that sort of thing again and again and again.
And there you saw Mansell getting the brunt of it. Mansell moving in, obviously had the line at that particular point, and matter of fact, it looked like De Cesare had moved over for him.
De Cesare is a lap down. I mean, what is he trying to prove? A guy like Mansell is racing for the lead. You let the man through. It's as simple as that. And if you lose a 3/4 of a second or a second on that lap, well, that's just tough luck. But you have to let him through.
Challenge. Now he knows that somebody else is back there. If he didn't know it before, he's really got the idea. And
look at
goes
that.
into a big spin. He takes Gordon to the wall. Gordon smacks the wall very hard. Jeff Gord hits the fence.
Now, I have to call that the way I saw it. Rich Vogler drove right down on top of Don Schilling, and then it just ran over his right front tire and spun him out. He did take a tremendous lick, and there was no need for it. And the reason that happened is because Vogler's car, here it goes.
Well, here it is again.
Going in the corner, Vogler comes down. Look at the white line. He drives way down over the front of him, almost in the grass, and tried to drive him down in the grass. There was no reason for it, except the fact that his car was loose, and he was trying to protect his position by using all the
155,000 people here today, and I'll bet no more than 100 left before the checkered flag. And Robbie,
what are they doing here?
Gets in the back of Junior.
What happened was the 31 car raced the 8 car all those last few laps there and held him up. And Dale Jr. got into him back here coming down pit road. And Robbie just turned him around.
Whammo. Last year it was Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart.
Hey, Rob, man, you stir shit up.
This year it's Robbie Gordon and Earnhardt Jr. Yesterday it was everybody.
But you heard the spotter right there, and I'm going to put my crew chief hat on. I don't like that because there's a fabricator back at that shop now has to fix that race car.
He made the whole race and didn't bend it up too bad.
This is how it started when Dale Earnhardt Jr. bumped Robbie Gordon, and then after the race, Robbie Gordon retaliated.
Well, again, this is Bristol. Earnhardt Jr. felt like he was done wrong. He didn't have an opportunity to come back. This is what happens. But I disagree with what these guys are doing. This race is over with. You got a problem with one another, get out and settle it man to man. This here is being disrespectful to the teams. You could hurt somebody on pit road. I don't agree.
Cecotto up the inside of Johnny Cecotto. Side by side, Cecotto not giving it. Oh, come on, Johnny! What is that? And now, all bulks, all together, crash, carambolage, everyone runs wide, stupid, and all caused.
I think you just give the guy, tell him to stay home for one race and think about it.
Something's got to be done. So something has to be done. And that kind of thing, we're talking about Monaco. You do that in Monaco.
Back at Talladega, where the field will get the green flag next time around. There are the safety crews out on the racetrack picking up the cans that have been thrown from the grandstand, and that is absolutely unbelievable. This sport has suffered a major loss today with the death of Ayrton Senna, and if we were to have a crash caused by some fan throwing a can onto the racetrack and any injury at all, I can't imagine the burden that person would carry. I mean, that's just unbelievable that anyone would throw anything on the racetrack.
There's been some reports of other drivers that people are throwing things out of the racetrack, especially on that back straightaway. I just plead to the race fans, if you're back there, please don't throw anything out. I obviously ran over something. Now, if it was a can or some just debris on the track, I don't know what it was, but I just plead to these race fans, don't throw things on the track. It's really dangerous. It's really a good thing I was up close to the wall, John. We were all running pretty high. If I'd been down lower, I would have really got hurt bad, but I just brushed the wall and I'm okay. But please, fans, don't throw things at us.
Well said, Jeff, and Bob, thankfully, he is okay.
A person who throws something onto the racetrack in a car is not a race fan. He's a race idiot.
Racing part of the circuit. They go in there, and that's Arnoux taking Berger. Arnoux's done it yet again. He's done it yet again, and into the lead goes Prost. Where's Senna going up into second place? René Arnoux, the man with the widest car on the course, and the man who continually does this, has taken the leader, Berger, out of the race.
And a man who has no business to be in Grand Prix racing with the standard of his driving, and he's ruined the race for us. We had a wonderful race on our hands, and look at it again. Berger is quite clearly lapping him. He's coming down the inside. Arnoux takes not the blindest bit of notice, takes the front corner off the Ferrari, and that really is a disaster.
Oh, boys, you're behind the safety car.
Jeez.
Well, that is the end of Ivar Muller's race, and that is a red flag. Franz Engstler gets into the back of Ivar Muller, and everybody piles in behind him. You're behind the safety car. And that, I'm afraid, is unforgivable by Engstler and by everybody else who's gone piling into the back of cars that are stationary in front of them.
That's going to take some clearing up.
That's going to take some explaining, and there will be a lot of fines handed out. Rubbish.
Something happening that requires security help down in turn 4 on the spectator side of the fence. That would put said person in danger should something happen on the racetrack right there. I don't want to give it any more publicity than that. Let's just say it's somebody doing something stupid that's brought out the caution in the race.
Climb over the damn fence.
Well, there you go. That's what it is. There's a spectator trying to climb up the crash fence in turn 4, who I suspect will be escorted out of here for a visit with some of the authorities shortly.